Hi everybody, I am Josie Schumann. I am a junior here at John Carroll this year, a double major in English and education with a Spanish minor. Obviously, I cannot be at the meeting tonight. I actually have a night class, which is why I'm talking to you here through my phone. But I still did want to kind of give like a little speech and throw my name in for the mentorship chair. So I really think the mentorship program is integral to the mission of the honors program. Like as students who are really engaged learners, I feel like what better way is there to get involved with the world and engage with knowledge than to do that with other people. So the mentorship program kind of allows for that and really kind of draws like that bridge between like learning on one end, but then community here on the other end, and kind of showing how the two are really intertwined. So I think that's been something really important to me about the mentorship program. And also, for sure, has been like my favorite part of the honors program. I've been involved in it. Obviously, I had one mentorship group my first year at John Carroll, and then I've been a mentor like the past 2 years. And I've actually gotten to work with the same person, Colin Derrig. If you're there, hi Colin. You guys, if he's there or if you guys see him, you should wish him a happy birthday because he turned 21 today. So, side note. But anyway, so Colin and I have gotten to work as co-mentors the past 2 years. So we've really been able to establish a good relationship with each other, which has also translated into our groups. I think we kind of have learned a lot of good strategies and kind of tips and tricks to build a community, which has definitely shown. Like our pastor groups have honestly been kind of like small families for me. We went to Barrio like my sophomore year on our last meeting, and we kind of have plans to do the same. So kind of by having that relationship with my co-mentor for the past 2 years, I've definitely learn some things through that. I also really enjoy the mentorship program because I love working with first year students. I think first year students are in like a super exciting, crazy kind of place in their lives when they're entering this like whole new chapter. So being able to kind of help them and like facilitate that for them is really rewarding for me. But also kind of on the flip side, like I kind of went into it like my sophomore year thinking, oh well, like I know everything about John Carroll now, like I can help these like kids, but kind of after doing it for 2 years, it's like no, like I might be like a resource for them, but like I'm not like anywhere above them, you know, like it's a peer mentorship program. So I've definitely learned so much from the first year students that I've been working with. So I'm definitely have like a really open mind, and I'm very flexible to new and different ideas as well. I'm in a classroom, and I don't know if you saw me get scared, but the smart board just went up, so. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going, and I also do feel like I am qualified for this position. I do different kind of peer tutoring and peer mentorship programs in different capacities here at John Carroll. Through CSSA, for example, I've worked at the Thomas Jefferson School, which is like a school for primarily students who have just immigrated here to the U.S. So I've kind of worked with them on that transition from their like home country into the U.S. And also like currently right now I'm at St. Martin de Porres, which is a school, a Cristo Rey school in Cleveland, which means that like the students have the opportunity to work like once a day to help to pay for their tuition. So kind of working with them again in like a more in like a mentorship role. And lastly, kind of like as an education major, I'm always like in the classroom working with students, and as part of like my personal teaching philosophy, I really prioritize community, because I believe that like students aren't going to learn from someone that they don't know or that they don't respect. So having kind of that underlying tone of community is really important, and I would kind of bring all those different experiences I have into like my role as like the mentorship chair. Also, I know that like a big part of the mentorship chair role is scheduling, trying to like coordinate all of like the first year students scheduling with like the mentors. So I also feel like I have like a good background in that. I'm an intern at the Ignatian Solidarity Network, so I do kind of some event planning with them for like their different retreats. We kind of just had our big social justice conference this weekend, so I kind of like also played a role in organizing kind of some of the speakers that came for that. And in addition, one thing that really taught me a lot about scheduling and kind of time management was my study abroad experience. So I went abroad to Spain, but I didn't really go, like, I had to go through like a third-party program, so John Carroll didn't really play a role in like the planning, so that was kind of like all me that was doing kind of like the planning, like through every step of the process, having to communicate with people overseas and like talk to John Carroll and the third party in Spain. So I definitely have like kind of like a mind for kind of like that planning and organizing. So I feel like I'm kind of qualified for that part of the position. And then lastly, real quick, and then I will let you guys go. But I wanted to talk about a few new things that I wanted to implement for the mentorship program. So as I mentioned, like Colin and I have been co-mentors for the past 2 years, which has been super successful by kind of getting to know Colin and him to know me. Again, like as I mentioned, we've been able to establish a really good dynamic, and we've kind of learned what works together to build community within our groups. So I was thinking that it'd be really great if we could kind of keep the same mentors, like if like the two chose to do the mentorship program the following year, that they would be then paired together, because I think it's really important for the two mentors to have a relationship with each other, so then they can kind of bring that sense of community to their group. And then I also kind of wanted to address the size of the meeting. So I had like a group, I think that was like this year it's kind of small. I only have 3 students, and I feel like that can be kind of frightening to kind of have like a really small group, and you have to kind of like you might feel pressure to be like intimate with these people like right off the bat. And then like on the flip side, if you have a group that's too large, it's kind of hard to build relationships within there. So kind of making sure that we like cap like the time slots to keep the size of the groups between like I would say like 4 and 6 would be really helpful. And then lastly, I kind of wanted to also make a more intentional effort to that the mentorship groups can kind of like use like the honors program as a resource to kind of get funds and resources to kind of go like out and like do different things like with their mentorship groups. So as I mentioned, like my group went to Barrio, so that's great, but we could also kind of like use that same money that was funded from the honors program to maybe like go to the Science Center or the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or to go see a play. So kind of like doing more engaged learning like off-campus activities with our mentorship groups. I think that would be kind of like a really good way to kind of merge like the two missions of like the honors program and the mentorship program. So thank you for listening to my spiel. Again, I would be honored if you guys were to make me the mentorship chair, and I look forward to interacting with you guys and working with you guys regardless as the year goes on. Thank you so much.